to communicate with the media, and you have to know how to get in touch with the media. Number 4, get in touch with the local organization around you, hospitals, correctional facilities, prisons, this and that, get in touch with them. Number 5, the public work. You need to be involved not only in your masjid, but in the public work at large. Number 6, you need to speak the language. بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ. You need to speak the language, especially the language of youth, the slang. Deal with them. Some of us suggested to maybe watch movies. That's any way that can get you there to speak the language. Number 7, so one of our brothers suggested to change your masjid. To improve, you need to change your masjid. I'm just presenting them as is. Number 8, interchange khutbahs with other imams, so you won't have stagnation. Number 9 is you need to listen and watch to other points of view, even people who are criticizing Islam, so you know how they are thinking and where they are coming from. Number 10, you need to prepare another generation of imams, so they will take over and they will be involved. Number 11, you need to meet the needs of your community. Know what do they need, and you need to work in this direction. Number 12, maybe socially you can designate one visit for a different family every week as an imam. Number 13, you need to read more, especially about fiqh and different schools of thought, so you can accommodate everybody and you can understand everybody. Don't just think one way. Number 14, study alternate evidence of people, so you know where you're coming from and you know how to deal with them. Number 15, you need to study something like counseling professionally. Take some courses in counseling so you know how to deal with that. Number 16, you need to have some social media outlets. You need to have Facebook and Twitter and this and that to be able to communicate with a larger community. 17, 2 more points.
Okay.
17, you have to know your audience, so you know who you are talking to, and then you can talk to them in the right way. And the last point is do proper research. You need to know how to do proper research, so you deal with all the questions and all the needs that are coming to you.
MashaAllah. Sheikh Amr covered all the points, so we go home. This is the work of one group. Alhamdulillah, they came up with 19 points. 19 points. MashaAllah. Now, we're going to go to my right here. Okay, who's your spokesperson?
The first point that we had was sincerity and intentionality in every action. The second point was to evaluate yourself, your strengths and your weaknesses. Even one brother mentioned that he teaches classes and he gives his students surveys so they can give feedback to him, and that really helps him a lot in his work. And to also record yourself. Record your speeches, record your khutbahs, audio and video, and then watch what you're doing and mistakes, anything that you're frequently doing that's a problem. Are we going to repeat the same ones or just skip it?
If the same point, say it was mentioned earlier.
Okay, it was mentioned earlier. Continuing education to specialize. Find something that you want to specialize in and then go for further education in terms of a PhD or something like that. So every imam, inshallah, will have one specialization that other imams can go to and work through there. No.
Can he repeat if something has been said before? He can say it quickly. So I'm gathering the points that are repeated the most. So
okay.
We say those are the most 5
common
things.
Follow current events and social media, and be involved in social media. Study and become fluent in the Arabic language and also the English language. And other ones are good too if you can do that. And to know the slang, the amiyah of the English language as well, as was said earlier. Have classical and contemporary knowledge. So know the classical knowledge, but also contemporary fatwa that are coming out to be able to find answers for those. Next point, develop the art of speaking and the art of Jum'ah. How much Arabic to use, how much English to use, and all the different details of being an effective communicator. Next point, networking and benefiting from other imams and other professionals and conferences, right? So civil rights people, whatever else people that you're meeting who have different specialties, benefiting from them attending the conferences. Leaving your masjid and meeting others in the community, getting involved in the local community, understanding different aimma and what they do. Being a close friend to the youth, because until you're a close friend to the youth, they will not open up to you about the problems they're going through, right? A lot of times they feel scared, they're going to be judged or called a sinner and so on and so forth. The next point was to interview the people on their, again, close to the first point, but to interview people that you're not a part of, right? That you're not from. So if you're, okay. I have 3 more points. Okay, quickly. If you're not a woman, interview women. If you're not a youth, interview youth. If you're not from America, interview immigrants. Understand their points of view so you can communicate effectively with them. Accept feedback and implement it. Don't get upset with critiques and feedback, positive, negative, but try to implement it. Barakallah.
Ahsan, Jazakallah khair. So we move to this group here, spokesperson.
Alhamdulillah, we had a bunch of points as well, but we're going to stick to what the goal was, 3 points. Keeping in mind that how to develop imams. So we summarized our 3 points. To upgrade the imams, need to upgrade their management and organizational skills. Set long-range and short-range goals to attain such by giving some type of certificate at the end of the training, inshallah. Number 2, to upgrade their knowledge on contemporary methods, examples, computers, internet, etc. Learning psychology and sociology, learning how to counsel, people with problems, the youth, etc., living in this contemporary modern society. Okay? Number 3, the imam should continue their training by, at least at a minimum, attending or establishing some kind of local halaqah exclusively just for the imam on a regular basis where they can sit, just like the classical scholars used to come to the masjid and sit under each other and learn new things and empower themselves as a body of leadership and scholars. So that's very, very important. So those are the 3 points that we summarized, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair for summarizing them in 3 points. Excellent. You should get a gift for being so thorough.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have very similar points here to make about the importance and the role of Imam. The first point is the Imam should know the type of his job. أهمية رسالة الإمام. He's not just engineer or a pilot. His work is probably more than that because he's inherent in the Prophet ﷺ. So knowing the nature and the importance of your job allows you to make the necessary changes that will lead you to succeed. So knowing the type and the role of your job. Number 2, the Imam should maintain training in language and skills in order to succeed. Number 3, to be aware of the challenges, issues, and problems of his community. The Imam should be a role model and be a mentor to his community and a member of his community's program. A mentor and a member. He shouldn't stay home when children and the youth are playing or doing something. He should be there, not only in the masjid. Be aware of the new Muslims around his community and how to do the da'wah. Nahnu ummat da'wah. Sometimes we just do our job in the masjid and that's it. No. We don't want to see every time the same old Muslims. We want to see new Muslims. So know about the community around your mosque and how to do da'wah to them. Connect with the hospitals around you and other institutions so that you can work together. Have the ability to help the ummah and nuhud bil ummah. That should be a resident interest. Himma, dakhil imam. how to help the community to raise up and to go beyond the call of duty. Tolerance, mutual understanding, and leadership skills are one of the flashiest points. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. Excellent points.
Assalamu alaikum. There are few points that the Imam should develop. Understand his current challenges that his community and the Ummah faces. So to understand the current challenges, move from the focus on fiqh differences to the common goal of maqasid al-sharia, to build a better community, to build a better world, to better peace, hafz al-nafs, ila akhir. 3, to be himself, the Imam, as an example, intellectually, spiritually, and in his action and deeds. 4, to understand the language and culture of the people and the community he is dealing with. 5, to accommodate and understand other school of thoughts around him. Be tolerant, not extremist and exclusive, to be open. Imam should have also administration and leadership skills, and he also, the Imam, should be open to work for interfaith dialogue and service to better the community. And also, there was some disagreement among the group also when we said to be open to other Islamic sects or Muslim sects like Shia and others. So there was some differences here. Sawing.
Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khair. Who's your spokesperson?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Jihad Quddur. Actually, what we did put them, but we put them in 3 major categories. The first one, I call it effective knowledge and learning, which is really under that effective knowledge and learning, many what you've said, which is, of course, learn fiqh al-nawazil and learn, be updated. Definitely have to know the fiqh and sharia perfectly and be updated all the time. And also to continue the education and all of that. And also to know, we call it علم، هو علم الشريعة يعني نفسه ينطبق على علم الحياة اللي نحن عايشين فيها. That's the first category, which is effective knowledge and learning. The second, communication and networking. This is very strong things, and we put under this one many things, which is to learn definitely the language of English language and Arabic language, and know your community. فقه الواقع. You have to know that one and be open mind to all ideas. Get in touch in larger community and so forth. So under this one, we put about, you can put about 10, 15 of that. And then the last one, skills and training. So skills, leadership skill, organization, learn the update technology, social network, be open to the larger society, read the newspaper, all of this, under the skills, really, to know where you are, how you can be effective with your larger community. So really, we put them in 3 categories: knowledge and learning, communication and networking, skill and training. Exactly.
Excellent summary, mashallah. So this group, your...
Assalamu alaikum. We had many points, more than 20 points, but what I'd like to do here is just summarize them in 3 top points so I don't take time. And most of the points we came up with were mentioned by the gentleman here on the podium and everyone else who brought them up. The main part of developing the Imam, our group broke it into cultural development, administrative development, educational development, and social development. The 3 main points we came up with: self-evaluation and distribute roles in the community to help the mission of the masjid. The second point was contiguous education in the area of Quran, Sunnah, and communication skills, which of course include language. The third point is to be involved in the community and make visits to community members, not only when they're sick or in need, but to take the initiative of making those visits on regular basis. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair. This group.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we were also instructed to maintain 3 points. So we started, as was mentioned many times, consistent training to strengthen his skills and abilities. And this goes under language skills, under knowing the language of the community, communication skills, how to communicate with your community, with the youth, with the elderly, with the women, leadership training, media orientation, understanding how to deal with reporters, and we'll follow up with that on the next point. Counseling and conflict resolution, time management, spiritual training for the Imam himself, with all the issues that he deals with, he's a human being. And management skills, dealing with time management, organizational management, documentation, how to run a meeting effectively and efficiently, and fundraising. All of that is very important in running a masjid. The next point is develop a support network from the board and the community. That means that the Imam can't do everything. I know, mashallah, the Imams many times do everything, but that's not normal, that's not effective or efficient. So the Imam needs to connect with his board, not only for fundraising, but identify their skills in order to help him organize and lead the community. And if they're not in the board, from the general public community. He knows there's maybe somebody who is comfortable talking to the media, who has better language skills, somebody who's better in managing the masjid. So that's very important to create a support network around the leader, the Imam. And finally, the Imam needs financial stability. So he can be respected. One of the examples where an Imam could be doing the khutbah and at the same time he's the baker of the town. So there's nothing wrong with being a baker, but obviously the status of an Imam is very important. And that's why having the love of being an Imam is essential for the Imam himself, so he can love his job. And in addition to that, not look at the role as just a 9-to-5 job, but that he is an essential inheritor of the Anbiya. So these 3 points are important as we discussed. Consistent training, develop a support network around him, and having a financial, stable, lifestyle in order for him to do the leadership work. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakallah khair. And we have the last but not least.
Assalamu alaikum. Last but not least. I think all the groups are supposed to have a name first of all, and our name was Abdullah ibn Umar. And I think all of the points have been covered already, but we all, of course, we have our different kinds of input with the same issues or the same points. The Imam, he should be participating as much as possible in various educational, religious conferences, management and leadership conferences, and so on. There is one thing that he needs to develop certain skills, or he needs to improve them that he may have already, and so he has to look at the various avenues that are open in order for him to help to develop those or to improve. So he has to avail himself of this. He has to, since he has the role of conflict resolution, he has to look at the avenues that are open. I see many of the presenters, they did not differentiate actually between what the Imam needs how he needs to, what he needs in order for him to develop, and then the practical way of how to develop it. And I thought that our topic really was how can the Imam develop, not what he needs to develop in, but how can he develop. But I think the two are interrelated. So a lot of the things mentioned what he needs to develop in, and not the methodology of how he needs to do that. We need really to look at that, but generally speaking, there are many avenues that are open and also that should be arranged by the imams themselves in order to have those avenues to develop. One of the things that was mentioned already is for him to know the community very well, so he should interact with the community. Some suggested one-on-one. He should have meetings with all the community members one-on-one in order to know them very well. We should also benefit from the senior imams, those who have been around for a very long time, and they have acquired skills or experiences just because of being around. And also they are beside those who have been around, those who are perhaps the most successful. And with their insight and so on, they can prepare manuals, they can run workshops, and they can supervise others and keep up, contact with those, under whom you can be in regular, or who can actually supervise your development. The imams should diversify. One statement that in all of the areas that pertain to the imam, it is not that he is necessarily going to become an expert in all of these areas, but at least he should have some proficiency in all of the areas that touches on his duties. The imam should try to develop himself to the extent where he becomes the authority in the community rather than having the board as the authority over him. They should be consulting him rather than he consulting them and listening to their instructions. He should understand the culture of the society and the community, and also in terms of his personal character, he has to be honest, he has to have integrity, and he has to practice what he preaches. Assalamu alaikum.
الشعب
جزاك الله خير.
الشعب يريد تغيير النظام الشعب يريد تغيير النظام.
جزاكم الله خير. Now, all of the writers who wrote this, please, we need it. It's all going to come to Brother Amr, so we need to collect those. You can keep a copy of it for yourselves, but you have to turn it in. Now, as you heard, the Imam has to be Superman, has to know everything and do everything. But at least this criticism is coming from Imams. You are lucky that it's not the community telling you what the Imam should be. Okay? Should be there at 2 o'clock in the morning when somebody wants to get married or his wife kicks him from the house. So we want to collect all of this knowledge and wisdom that you have.
Just to conclude, Doctor, inshallah, we were supposed to collect them all and do some work, but because all the sessions are back to back, so just I listened to everything and I collected them. So please forgive anything if it's if I skip anything in here. But they come down to 3 main points. Everything that everybody says right now, they come down to, and I'm gonna quote some just words. Continue education. I counted 7 people talking about this. You need to continue your education in terms of English, if it's not your native language, or Arabic, if it's not your native language, classical knowledge, and other professional trainings and skills that you need to upgrade. Number 2, upgrade organizational skills and leadership skills. You need to accommodate different people, and you need to know how to lead. 6 people were talking about this. 5 people agreed on or suggested reach out. You need to have some kind of reaching out through social media. You need to connect with other organizations through interfaith, through other things. You need to interact. Those were the 3 main points. 5 people talk about this. So 7 people, continue your education. 6 people are talking about upgrade your organizational skills and leadership. 5 people agreed on reach out, social media, connect, interact, and so on.
Jazakum Allah khair. One point I didn't hear much, and that is إنما جعل الإمام ليؤتم به. The Imam has to be a role model in his spirituality. If the people come to the masjid and the Imam is not there to lead them, they come for Fajr and he is sleeping at home, they come for Isha and he is busy somewhere in a dinner. And, you know, he's not a role model for the community. He's not going to inspire the community. You know, the very important role of the Imam as spiritual leader that has that spiritual authority has to be seen that he is the first one, not just comes late and say, go through the lines, make room for me so I can lead you. No, you have to come first, then you can lead them. And we know that many imams, the job of an imam is a job with a salary, but then they're not really leading the community spiritually, that they feel this is a person close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I need his wisdom and his experience. Jazakumullah khair for cooperating on time. I turn it back to our chairman.
I want to add just one point that I did not hear anybody talk about it. That you have to have a good relationship with the government. This is very important, brother. If you do not protect yourself, if you have a problem with the government, with the immigration, they will protect you. Just have a good relationship with them. As Dr. Amar yesterday talked to me about this. Why do you think the FBI came today, which is Saturday, his day off, to our session here? Because we have a good relationship with him. We contact to him that you have to come. You have to represent the government in front of us here. If we do not have a good relationship with them, there is nobody care who you are. We are here as a citizenship, as American. We have to act like this. And many lawyers that advised us, they told us you have to have a good relationship with them. And two months ago, we had a meeting with the Homeland Security in Chicago. They offer us many programs and the money, and they will pay it for free. Just have a good relationship with them. And you know, I attended a meeting maybe 5 weeks ago with the superintendents, the police. He said, you do not ask us for nothing. And when we asked them, bring the police to protect our cars, to do not give us a ticket in Jum'ah prayer, they came. And start guiding people to do so and so. If we have a good relationship with them, I think it will become better in your life here and how to present ourselves in front of them. Thank you very much. The second point, all of us brothers, one more time, invited to our mosque, to ICCI at 5:30. We inshallah go from here at 5:30 to have a good and delicious dinner.
Jazakumullah kul khair, barakallahu feek. Alhamdulillah, it's a good news that we are on time, perfect, sharp. A few announcements, ikhwani, barakallahu feek. First of all, I really appreciate, Jazakumullah khair, you know how much effort the executive committee put to get all this together. So please, 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 don't stay chatting, sit down chatting outside and not participate in this conference. This is for you. And we put a lot of effort to make it, inshallah, successful. Please help us by participate, by being on time. That's very important. Jazakumullah kul khair. That's number one. Number two, regarding the room. If you are stay alone, please, we have some rooms, or some brothers, they are homeless. They don't have room. Roomless. Homeless today and tomorrow. So please, if you are stay alone and you have an extra bed, please. Yeah, we know that some of you snoring, and that's okay. We can accept this better than sleeping in the couch outside. So Jazakumullah khair. Report to Brother Abbas, the one who received you, if you have an extra room for somebody else. Please, if you did not take your package, welcome package from Naif, from Adli Institution or publication, and from Mishka University, please take, and from Naif as well. take it from here, one package for every imam. One package for every imam. If Islamic centers here would like to take one, please ask me according to the numbers. If we have extra, we'll give it to you. Otherwise, imams is a priority. Jazakumullah khair. Now we are going to pray. Our imam in the Dhuhr, Sheikh Ibrahim, Masjid An-Nur, inshallah ta'ala, he will lead the room. It's here, next door. We have prayer room, inshallah ta'ala. Our imam, Sheikh Ibrahim, will lead Dhuhr and Asr. And then after that, we have lunch. Jazakumullah khair. Please be on time at 2 sharp. Jazakumullah wa anna kulla khair. Assalamu alaikum.